Hi friends, I got a question on YouTube, so I wanted to address that question with a video because it's more complex thing, and I think that would be a nice start to the series of where I'll be talking about the specific situations in life and communication, stuff like that. The question is, Haya, how's the best way to act/react when your partner is blowing hot and cold? One moment super sweet, kind, considerate, and yet often almost no emotions. Well, from my point of perspective, my point of view, there are two reasons why this behavior might be there. The first one, which I don't like, but it's possible, is that it's a manipulation technique. Men are taught by other men that are more skilled in these dark techniques that they should be this way. There's one moment super nice, super sweet, and the other moment cold as ice. I hate these tactics, but it works in a way that women are confused about the relationship, are confused about the man, so they're trying harder. So they are worried about the man and it's not finished in them, so they are thinking about the man all the time, and that is what they want. Some of them, the unhealthy man, wants that. So if your partner, if you don't know him or her, I will be referring to your partner as a him, but it equally applies if it's her. If you know him for a short period of time and it's not something serious, you might consider that and, well, do whatever you feel appropriate with the situation. And the other possible thing is because of insecurities and fears and innate or learned habits that are so deep in our subconscious that we are not aware of having them, and we are not aware of the fact that then they might be affecting other people. What to do with these? In momentary situations, there is not much you can do. When this happens, when your partner suddenly changes, well, there is no magic bullet that will turn him into emotional person. So the solution of this situation is in the long term. You have to speak to that to your partner and talk it through and find out what's the reason of this behavior and work upon that together to resolve that so you both are happy. So there are things that I would never do, so I would recommend you never do, and it is to yell at him, to shout at him, to make him feel bad, make him feel like he is an idiot. Don't do it, because these are only making it worse, and you are getting into a loop, into a vicious circle, and it's even worse to get out of that when you are making him feel bad about his reactions, especially when those reactions are not on purpose to hurt you. So what I would do is to talk it through. When the moment is right, you want to start a conversation about that. You want to start a conversation in a rather peaceful way. You never want to start a conversation, especially with men, in a way that you hurt his ego, that you tell that he's done something wrong, that he is wrong, that you blame him for something. So you may want to start talking, hey, why do you act this way? Is there anything I can do so you are not like this? Is it something that I am doing, or how does it happen that one moment you are great, you're kind, you're sweet, and the other moment you are like cold as ice? What happens in that moment? Tell me more about it. How can I understand that? What do I do something? Do I say something in the moment of that change? What's that? And when you are getting into the conversation, and when your partner is willing to talk this through, you want to understand him, whatever he is talking about, because whatever he is talking about, it's important for him. And if you want to make that better, you want to listen to them and you really want to understand them. You don't need to think it's a right, appropriate thing, but you have to understand that it's important for your partner. Important thing, there is a video in the card up there somewhere where I speak about how people have problems with sharing the personal stuff. We build walls around us, and we are letting only the people who prove themselves to peek behind the walls or enter behind the walls. So check out this video, and when you ask him something, think about that. Think about that he might not tell you after the first asking. You might be asking for a little while. You may be insisting a little bit on him telling you that, and that is only that's because we as a human beings really are telling the inner stuff only to those who prove that they really care about us, that they really care about these things. So check out the video and use the things that I speak about in that video in your strategy of improving the relationship that you are working on. There is also a concept of communication called Hold Me Tight Conversations, which is presented in Tim Ferriss' show in a podcast, and it's presented by Dr. Sue Johnson. And this, by my opinions, is an incredibly important strategy in a conversation, and that implies that you should be vulnerable in communication in a relationship, because it is what is making the relationship strong, let's say. So in the description I will include the link to the episode of this podcast, and if you really want to take the communication on the next level in a relationship, definitely check that out, because I think it's super important. So to sum this up, I think that communication is a thing number one you should think about when you want to resolve something in a relationship, especially when it's a long-term relationship or with someone who you really care about. Communication. No criticizing, no blaming, no making the other person feel stupid, because it only is getting you in a vicious circle, and you don't want that. You want to have an open, vulnerable, open and honest relationship, which you reach by open communication, vulnerable communication, sharing these vulnerable things and talking about stuff and understanding each other. It works well for us, for me. I'm married as well, and it really works well. That's it from me. If there's anything more specific, please share it in the comments. I'll be very happy hearing from you and talking to you about this stuff. And if you have any other questions, please leave it in the comment as well. And I will see you next time. Bye.